If you're looking for a great experience with a book here in Greater West Bloomfield, there's so many different opportunities. We have a great West Bloomfield library. People love to go there. They support the library in droves. And the library supports authors as well, many of whom live right here in our community. That community of readers with this avid library at both of its branches now, they're once again going to play host to some of the top local authors in town at their local author fair. Joining us with the latest on that is Community Engagement Librarian Emily Tobin. Emily, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah, great to have you on and to talk about this because this is something that excites so many people. It's got to be exciting for the library because you're bringing in all these different people that just love to read and love to find new information, new stories, and to do that also by bringing in people that are writing those stories right here in our community. How special does that make the experience of this local author fair?
Well, I think you just said it best, that it is bringing in people that are writing the stories in our communities. It's very hard to get seen and to get published as a small author. So this gives people great visibility among people in our community to interact with others. It gets their work seen. It gets their work seen by buyers in local bookstores as well. We've had buyers from independent bookstores come and kind of scout people out. So it gives them an opportunity that they may not have had on their own.
And it's coming up very soon, March 22nd. It's a Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the main library in the meeting room, very much like the used book sale. You're going to have so many books that are available to you, but except in this case, you get to talk to the authors too. And Emily, as you mentioned, some of the recruiting that goes on here. You got local bookstores that are looking to add some authors from the community. That always bolsters their sales, but it's got to be a great experience too for these authors because they put so much effort into creating and curating these stories to be able to have an outlet. What does that mean to them?
Oh, for sure. It's like I said, it's hard to get published and to have all of you have a great support in the community of publishing. So all of these local authors, they have a great support system in the room because everybody's kind of been through it together. But for the library to be able to host something like this, you're guaranteed an audience. And Sunday is one of our busiest days in the building, and it's a day where everybody in the community can participate. And to be able to have that kind of audience built in for you, you're guaranteed to see people, and you're guaranteed that someone's going to be viewing your work. So that I think is a great opportunity for them.
You can find more information on the local author fair, wblib.org. That's the West Bloomfield Township Public Library's official website. You can also visit them on Facebook and on Instagram at West Bloom LIB. Community Engagement Librarian Emily Tobin joins us on the Splash Live for a preview of the local author fair. It's always a good sign, Emily, when you bring up an event and beforehand you're telling us how long it's already been going on. The third annual iteration of this particular fair. What about this has made it one of those tentpole events for the late winter, early spring here in Greater West Bloomfield?
So March is reading month. So I like to do it in March because obviously it's reading month. And when I came here, I've been here for almost 4 years now. We did our first one the next year I came. And the library I came from had a very successful author fair, and a lot of libraries do them. But just every year as we have done another and another, the applications have grown. So you really see that there is, a need in the community to, get these authors showcased. And as a library, we can't have every book in our collection. That's the great resource of, being able to interlibrary loan. But this is a way for us to get local authors a platform in the community. So it's something that we want to keep doing, and that, it makes us feel like we're doing our part to support everyone in the community.
More information can be found on wblib.org or stop by Sunday, March 22nd from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the main library on the Town Hall campus in West Bloomfield. That's just off of Walnut Lake Road in between Farmington and Orchard Lake Road in West Bloomfield. Emily, what's the selection process like for finding these local authors? Because I'd imagine now with the third iteration of this coming up, it gets a little bit more congested trying to pick and choose. It can be a tough task.
Yep. So this year we had over 60 applicants. That's the most we've ever had. And we still have people calling saying, hey, can I be a part of it? But the application has closed because we want to be fair for everyone. But I try to pick a good range. So this year we have 15 authors coming to see us. It's gone up from 12 last year. I'm trying to create more space in the building. But I try to get a good mix of there's children's authors, there's teen authors, and there's adult authors, so that there is something for everybody, and that there is a good diverse mix of titles. So we kind of apply what our collection development process is to the applicants for the author fair, so that we're making a rounded out decision for what we're gonna bring in the public for.
And of course, the library wants people to read. They want them to be exploring different worlds through storytelling and be supportive of that. But something like this also supports, and I'd imagine, fosters creativity and inspires that in the community where we have so many people with interesting stories or interesting ideas. How have you found that something like this does inspire people that maybe have had that idea for a number of years to finally put pen to paper or hands to keyboards and get going telling these stories?
Yeah, so we have had many people that we have a creative writing group that meets here every week at the library. There are 2 or 3 that have gone on to be in the author fair. There's one for sure that's in the author fair this year. There is a person that has been in the author fair previously, and she's on her second book now, so it definitely encourages people to keep going. And I think that same author, she was, she's an avid library patron, and I think it encouraged her to get started as well. So I think just being in the room and being part of that process and that energy, it seems like a very daunting task when you are just getting started, to write a manuscript, format a manuscript, get an ISBN number, try to find somebody who's willing to publish your work, or do it yourself. And I think just being able to talk to other authors that have done it gives them that energy to get started.
And lastly, if people are trying to undergo that, as you mentioned, daunting process, they want to take those first steps. There are resources like the Creative Writing Group, but what other resources maybe are there through our local library that can help these aspiring authors take those steps toward maybe writing their first manuscript, short story, book?
So there are lots of resources. There's books on self-publishing, writing for manuscripts. So if you're interested in writing for television or Hollywood. There's resources on that too, but I think the other important resource in the community is Schuler Book. They have on their website, they have a way for you to, if you have a manuscript or you need a manuscript formatted, they are also able to help you with that process, because not everybody is going to be lucky enough to have James Patterson support their book. So you have to, kind of do that work on your own. So they have a portion on their website that kind of walks you through what you need to get self-published. So that's a good resource.
More information can be found on wblib.org or follow the library on their Facebook page at West Bloom LIB. Emily Tobin, thank you for joining us and introducing us to the 3rd annual local author fair at the West Bloomfield Library.
Yes, we're very excited. Thank you.